outside of his ability to be able to make shots, it's his ability to be able to make big shots. Just his ability to be so young and be ready for those moments is something that I've always admired about you. So one of my questions to you is, what do you want out of this game? When you say you don't have it all, what do you want? What is it all?
I know there's so much out there, but I want a ring more than anything.
All right, let's get going, man.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers to my brother.
Listen, to our brother, to an all-star, Jaren Jackson, one of the best in our game.
Yes, sir.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes, sir.
You see the hoop earring,
Yeah,
his inner Lawrence Taylor.
Let's go.
You gotta look like Lawrence Taylor from the side.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Cheers. You know what?
Listen, we're gonna get right into it, man. When you're an all-star, you got a crazy schedule.
Yeah.
And so we wanna make sure we get our brother out of here. So we're gonna start right at Chris Johnson's story that we talked about on the podcast.
Right away.
We're gonna start right away. You being one of his trainers, a guy that he comes down to LA, he believes in, he trusts to help him get to another level. Start with the conversation that you guys had once the season ended.
So Jaren gets in immediately, right after the season end. And I'm like, Trip, you ready? He said, listen, I do not deserve a vacation.
Talk about it.
I don't like the feeling.
Nope.
This will never happen again. And I'm going to train right now as if I'm in the playoffs. So every time he hit the gym, he's like, I don't deserve anything else but to be in the gym, the weight room, and training. And I'm going to be on a mission. And he held me to that. And every day he shows up, and we getting busy.
And this is after he's already got Defensive Player of the Year?
Yes.
This is after he already got that one of his bags?
Yeah.
Everything.
Okay.
He has everything.
He has everything already.
But
and this
I
is the
can see
conversation.
the look in Jay's eyes.
Yes.
And my message to Jay all season, I send the same text message. Remember the feeling that you
had.
told me
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
and where you are.
Jaren, talk to us about it. Take us into your mindset, bro.
Well, right after the year, I remember I always like watching basketball, but like watching the playoffs wasn't hitting. It was just making me more kind of frustrated.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to happen. I knew like, yo, this is going to be different, me watching. I knew I was going to be frustrated, but I just didn't know how much. And by halftime of game one of something, I just couldn't even look no more. So I was like, all right, what do I do with this? I got to put this anger somewhere. So we're flying to LA, and then I think I got even more mad day one because he's working out all the dudes for the draft, and I'm like, damn, that's how early I'm here. I'm here early. Like everyone else is getting ready for game two. I'm in here. I'm like, and I can't believe it, but I'm telling him like, yo, I'll never see you at this time again, but let's make something worth it. So we're going hard, like live. Every workout's live. There's no set shots there's a little bit of that, but that's after. Like everything's live, everything has a body, everything has contact. And I kind of wanted to I really didn't have a real plan. It was kind of just at first I wanted to just go as hard as we could. As far as what I'm working on, there's always a plan, like get to my spots and stuff like that. But I just was seeing like how I felt each day, and that would determine what I'd do the next day. But I was just on it. And
what was you trying to get out? Like it was something inside of you that you wanted to get out. What did you want to let out?
The whole year. Like ups and downs with, God willing, you're healthy, but we had injuries and we were losing games, even close games, even blown out. Like everything was in my head replaying. So I was over it. I wanted to win. I wanted to be in a winning situation. And I knew if I came in like a crazy, better version of myself with everybody else who's healthy,
yes, sir,
we're going to be insane. We're going to be like we were before. We're going to be like everything. Everybody likes to talk whatever y'all said. Whatever y'all said before, it's the same thing. I didn't hear y'all, but that's really what it was.
So you didn't allow it to be. You didn't play. Oh man, if we were healthy, or oh man, if we would have won these games, next year we got to. You was like, I'm going to come back a better version of me, which was going to make sure that it raises everyone else's level because they're going to see me at this level as a leader.
And I'm texting the guys like, 12 was working out in Texas.
Yep.
Dez was working out in Texas. I went to see Dez. 12 was getting
We had
back.
Scotty with you.
Yep, Scotty was with me. People were getting back. I mean, we were always around each other. We went back and played pickup. People come back to Memphis, like where we're at. Like we come and we play hard in the middle of July, whenever. It don't matter. So we were all locked in. And I just think that led to this season now. Like you can tell, like we have that chemistry with each other. Rookies came in, Zach and Jalen, and they're doing unbelievable. And they weren't even with us. They have some of the most responsibility ever. So like I think everything's just coming together as it should.
Also, Jaren started doing something this offseason better. He wasn't just showing up. You know how big I am about time.
Yeah.
I'm big on time.
Oh, I already know. I already know. I've been there a few times when you showed up. Like, hey,
I'm on my watch.
By the way, yo, when I'm in the car, I'm on the way and I'm playing music and you call me and the music shuts off. I'm like, yo, I'm right here. I'm right here. Are you
right
here?
Where you at? Yeah. I'm on the court. I'm looking for you.
He in the sprinter van. He coming.
Yeah.
You know he
Hold
coming.
on, give me a second.
But it wasn't that. I wanted him to pick up from Braun. A lot of those guys getting ready for Olympics too, is the preparation. Because young guys can get out of the car and get ready.
Right.
Well, one of the things of getting injuries is not the proper preparation.
Yeah.
And he was getting prepared. He would get to the court, he would get warmed up. You know, I'm big on activation. And he would be ready 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You start to look. He said, I'm right here behind the curtain because I'm going to call you and remind you. I'm already here. And that's when I would look at my staff and I said, Jaren All-Star this year.
Oh, you mean know that hoop right there behind
everything? You be right there.
I don't even got to go. I don't got to walk around to go see him. He knows I'm right there.
I see him right there.
He knows.
And I'm like, he would come in ready. So preparation is key. So me celebrating you is celebrating the discipline when you have everything. Your focus to keep showing up.
Depends how you view everything, but I feel you.
But I seen it. And we've been doing
From
this
the outside view, it looks like you have everything. Obviously, you want more.
He want a lot more.
But if you're a kid who's watching, you're like, I want what Jaren has.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
He has everything that I want.
But when you take film, I take every clip, me and Jay sitting down, and we're looking and we're learning from that year that he didn't have. He didn't have the year because when 12 went on the court, he got all the attention. And I say, let's take this moment when all the attention was on you and let's learn from it. All those ISOs, when everybody's loading gaps, everybody's showing bodies.
My goodness.
We built everything around that. And when you put 12 and you put 22 and I was like, bro, they can't stop you. They can't stop you. So we're going to work on no wasted dribbles.
Yeah.
We're going to work on one dribble, two dribbles, tucking the ball. Those turnovers that would go the other way, we corrected it. So the detail was there. And Jaren has always trusted me, but he's one of my favorites because his energy, his ability to be able to learn, and his ability to go full speed. I don't think he has a half speed. We have to slow him down.
We work on the slow part.
Yeah, I'd be like, bro, we got to slow it down.
I know. He was 19 when he came to Miami. Trust me.
People
I know about
exactly.
Hey, you know, you be like, hey, young fella, slow
please.
down.
Exactly.
I'm trying to close out. Why you beating me on the closeout?
So that's him. That's him. And then I just watched the game the other day where you had 7 threes. I think it was 7-13
we watched that game.
But I got some clips that I'm going to pull on you where you like, God damn, see? I ain't working out with the guards no more. I'm going to start going with the bigs. Because he's like, let me go with the guards. Because to me, he's a point forward. He's very unique. And I don't want to play with his back to the basket. He can drive you from like short spaces. And he got the floater.
Great touch.
Great touch. We got some things to work with. We got good spin move. So we working on these things. And then when he work out with the guards, he got to shoot like the guards. And JB over there like this stretching his arm. Man, how many threes I got to make? You know, 100, 150, 200.
Well, I always said that about Jaren, what I love. Outside of his ability to be able to make shots, it's his ability to be able to make big shots.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that right there is something that is very rare. A lot of people run and they hide from the big shots. When it's a big shot to be made, I see he be loaded up with the ugly ass shot. Shot ugly the motherfucker, but it go in. But he be low. He's ready. And I saw him. I was in Utah and I watched him drain one on the ass in night. But just his ability to be so young and be ready for those moments is something that I've always admired about you. And so one of my questions to you is, what do you want out of this game? Like, what is, when you say you don't have it all, what do you want? What is it all?
Well, first I want rings. That's like, you always see that team who gets to the top and how they feel in any sport. And I just see that moment, and it's like a complete full circle for all the work and everybody around you, for everything they did to put into you. They poured a lot into you. So that moment is just huge. I don't think there's a replace. I mean, you would know. There's no feeling you can replace that with. So that's one. I would also say, like, on a personal level, just for the game to take me around the world, and just continue to, like, learn things that I can't even imagine. Like, I don't really know what I would be going to learn, but I know there's so much out there. So I think with those two things, it's really a ring. The other sounds great, but I want a ring more than anything, and that's what our team wants. Especially when you have a chance. Especially when it not people say you can do it. When you really sit down with each other and like, yo, like when you. Everybody wants one, but when you look at it like this, we really can go get one.
Yeah.
When it's like that and it's in front of you.
Your leadership is different though this year. Even the way you
the
way you communicate.
Yeah.
Like, I've been watching. Let's talk about that. Like,
It's the number one thing, because what I learned. Oh my God! Actually, I learned about communication in a funny way, because I always, if you're a guard, you always complain to like, where's the screen, like all this type of stuff. And I remember Coach put me on Luka to start the game one game, like it was either last year or the year before. And I remember I'm coming down, I'm like, dang, I only see this dude with the ball. I don't see any of the 4 other players every time. I'm like, yo, this sucks. I'm like, man, then all of a sudden there's a screen, like I see him looking, I'm like, man, where is this?
Where's the screen
Yeah,
coming
say
from?
something. Communicate.
Say something.
That's amazing.
amazing.
He
That's
started me
amazing.
on him, so there's no switching. It's not like I had to red out and switch and then guard him, because after that there's no screen. I had to guard him up front, so I'm horns. I'm like, horns.
Yeah.
I've never ever in my life. I've never in my life.
You down here locked in on Luka,
Yeah.
and everybody behind you have to help you,
Yeah.
because you can't see nothing
get back
behind you. And
screen.
if you
I just
looking,
have respect.
it's over.
I have respect now.
Yeah,
now
but
I have
respect for
I'm
it.
like, yo,
I
look.
like that.
I look at Zach. I'm like, hey, bro, you got to tell him. I promise you, he doesn't even have a clue, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he has no idea. Like, you have to say it every time. Yeah, like, there's not like one time you can miss it. That one time could change everything. So just that, and it can disrupt them. I'm yelling out whatever play you think you're running, even if I don't know it. Like, I'm gonna figure it out as you're bringing it up. Like, knowing y'all plays. Yeah, and then off the court too, just being around each other and getting to know people, like, on a real level, that helps with everything on the court.
Yeah.
Like, everything is second to none. Especially in an organization, we get to know each other for real. Like, there's also not much to do all the time, so you're always around each other. There's
But
a lot.
you have people that can be assholes and not communicate.
Right.
With a young
Unfortunately, we don't draft like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you
that
gotta
camaraderie
communicate.
is major. I got a question for you. What was your vision before you got drafted? I know the game has changed so much in the last 10 years. You know, when you were in college, when you were in high school, playing at a high level, did you envision yourself being one of the best two-way players and two-time All-Star and all this, and one of the better shooters, you know, at the stretch four? I would say, stretch forward. Did you envision this? You taking as many threes you take now and being a high level shooter as well?
I'm not gonna lie, I did. Threes wise, being like a stretch four, whatever the term was at that point, and being a defender, I've always been a defender since I was young. But as far as being like a 1-2 option, I had never been that until last 2 years. Last 2 years. I never bring it up. I remember Coach told me I'm gonna start bringing it up, and I thought he meant like we're gonna do it in private, and then next year I'll bring it up or something. And then a week went by. He's like, "All right, here we go, first play." I'm like, "Oh," and now it's just like something we do. But I didn't do that when I was in AAU, high school. None of that.
You train like that though.
I do. I always had it.
Because I always told him. I
prepared for
always
it.
told you that. I was like, bro, you different.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? I'm like, bro, we not doing traditional stuff. You special. You
Even
gotta
when I
handle
didn't understand it, I just did it in the beginning because, he's telling me to do something.
Yep.
You putting your trust in them.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
I was like, bro,
what
you're not-
else I'm here for? I just got into the league. You're probably right. So let's work. Let's work on it. And then, especially when Coach comes to me and he's like, "Yo, you should bring the ball up." and he's giving you a week to get yourself ready for it, kind of, or like 4 days, 4 practice days. If you didn't work on it this whole time, you're kind of really gonna have your
On to
head
the
spinning.
next.
And then he might be like, maybe it didn't work.
Yeah, give you one try.
for sure.
You get,
Exactly.
That's it.
you get one first.
And then they might clean house. It's like, it's crazy. So
So
you
making
can't.
those decisions become important because when you in high school, you got little guards, so
Yep.
they're gonna handle the ball. You don't get that type of experience, but you are a son of an NBA player that can shoot it. So we're talking about shooting.
Yeah, we're getting up in the morning and shooting.
His dad was a shooter,
Talk about it.
and
Shout out to Pops, man.
Yeah.
that's my dog.
Shout out to Pops.
Pops sit in the workout. He
Pops got a J.
Pops got a J, but Pops sit over there. He kind of walk around. He watch. Chris, come here. Tell him this. I love Pop. Jaren's this summer. Before that, Jaren be like, Pop, get out. This summer, showing up with him.
Yeah, all hands on
Early.
deck.
I'd be like, oh, Pop was there. So the maturity of like
Yeah.
Pop being there, but Pop would just be chilling with
Yeah,
all
but
that
it's
knowledge.
immaturing.
He'd be like, see, he got to catch that ball at full speed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I got it, Pop, I got it. Jaren be like, man, he got to go over there.
Yeah.
And then now, this past year in the
Yeah.
off season, Pop would walk around, talk, he communicate, laugh, and joke with him.
Yeah.
So he comes.
So how did you get to that point? Right? Because having a dad that think he knows everything, we don't want to listen, right?
hard.
Even though he may know. How did you get to this point that Chris is talking about?
Well, I think it's just getting further from AAU, like further from that time when I think you just feel like he's always around. Probably also when I got my own car, like, just
You got to hear that. You got to hear that noise at the practice. Like,
Dad in the car, you in the
yeah, like, come on, bro. Like, there's no way. Like, every time, like, there's no, because we're going to get home and this is
Every
the
time,
thing.
bro.
There's no down payment. There's
No down payment.
So now it's like, oh, what up? I miss you, man. Come to the workout. Like, you like what you see? Shoot, it's a beautiful thing. Like, we're homies now. Like, we're really homies.
Yeah.
Where it's not, but I think I just understand him a lot more. A lot of things that went unspoken that you understand when you're in the league. It's very helpful. Plus, I feel like time has got to me too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want wasted time. Yeah. So I'm like, any advice you have to say to me in about 12 years, it's just gonna be different. Like, whatever I'm doing is gonna be different. I don't want to be being like, oh damn, I wish I would. There can be none of that. Like, there's no wish, nothing. Like, I don't want to feel like that. at
Say
all.
that, bro.
Bob, clip this up, man. We're going to send this to Devin, man.
Clip this up. We're going to send this to all the
Oh,
kids.
yeah, we're going to send it to all.
He needs to
uh,
clip this shit up, man. I need this tonight,
Man. So we want to make sure that we get you out of here, man. We're here for All-Star Weekend right now. Obviously, this is your second time back to All-Star. Is that correctly, right? Yeah. What does this week mean for you? What are you looking to take away from this weekend? Because there's a lot of talk around the watered downness of our All-Star Weekend, but this means something to you and your family. Mm-hmm. You walked in with a boy, look at entourage. No, you had a crew. But what does this mean? Tell us what this weekend means and what you're looking for to take away from this weekend and go back to the season in.
I mean, I had a great moment with some of my family at dinner yesterday, just to reflect, which is something we never get to do, and just be grateful, because I think with the season going how it goes, and you're tired a lot when it comes to this point.
Yeah.
You might come to All-Star Weekend and you might feel like you might want to put your feet up or whatever, but it's such a big moment. Like, it's such a big deal. Like, it's something, if you were a little kid thinking of it, you would have gotten way too excited. Like, and I've been to All-Star Weekend as a kid. I've seen you play. I've seen everybody. I've met y'all in the lobby, like, wanting autographs. And sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. Like, I've been that kid. So, I don't know. Like, I'm just spending the time being grateful, understanding that this is not promised at all. It is a grind. Like, there's all-stars that should be here. There's people that should be here that are definitely worthy of being here. My teammates even.
Yep.
So it's something I just don't take for granted. Every second I'm walking around here, I'm making sure I remember that. I don't think this is about this. This is not where you come to just quote unquote get relaxation. It's just where you get a chance to have some perspective on it. That's really what it is.
I love what you just said. It's not where you come to exhale.
Nah,
right? Because most of the time you're thinking this weekend is
Yep.
this is where you come to get perspective of everything you've been through, everything you've done. You know, you're a part of the elite being here, brother. And you got to go back to the work. You got to go back to that text message. You got to go back to everything that you did this summer to get here, because this is a yearly thing. It's not guaranteed every year. And so give yourself a moment to pat yourself on the back.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of it is done by you to be here individually, and obviously all the people around you, man. So we're proud of you, bro. We just wanted to come and get you to sit down for a minute. Listen, we got a hard call. We got to get you out of here.
Yes, sir.
Continue to be the all-star. Continue to represent yourselves, your family, and man, we all pulling for you, rooting for you.
you need to come back to pick up.
Why you want to do that? Now you want to get some
Like
buckets on us?
basketball?
'Cause
Sure, y'all should come back to CP is in there.
Hey, man.
CP is in there.
CP's
Sometimes
he's still active doing training camp. We ain't
CP
active.
was
Hey,
showing me
tell
that
this young
yesterday.
boy to pick up some golf clubs.
Yeah,
and
bro.
holler
Come
at
and
me,
see us
man.
on the green.
Yeah, come see us out there.
come
We
see
don't
us
do
out
that
there.
no more,
CP
man.
on the track to play 82 games this year. Last night, he showed me, age 39. I said, you going to try to get all 82? He said, you damn right.
That's
Ain't
right.
missing no games.
Good for him.
This is it for him, isn't it? This is it.
Bro, he is on an 82 games.
No way.
Michael Jackson.
Hey, this is it. He going to play 82
Listen,
games.
we had a whole conversation about this last night. Me and Mello, CP in the middle, and we like, I can't talk about what we said, but we sitting there like, so what you gonna do?
He talking about 82.
When is enough of
Listen,
that?
we'll talk to CP one day.
One day.
Let's get Jaren out of here, man. Hey,
All right, man. Appreciate you, man.
All-star.
All-star. Let's
All
go.
wine, baby.
Appreciate you, dog.
Yeah.